for all the kids with ADD and ADHD out there, I think that you are more normal than everyone that follows all of those rules and sits in class and memorizes material and regurgitates material and forgets it ever happened and gets the next test and focuses on the grade and nothing about a process. You are not alone. I think that ADD and ADH kids are the kids that drive us into a better future later in life. And I think we are trying to get rid of them as a culture. Let's numb them. Let's give them pills. Let's tell them to shut up and let's follow the rules. It doesn't work. Like, those are some of the most creative kids that I have ever experienced in the youth sport world and just working with people. They are so much fun. Don't drug them. Like, they just aren't built for what we said is acceptable in American culture, which is shut up and go to school, get good grades, get a job that can support a mortgage, a family, a business loan, or you work for a major corporation. You find a place that you can climb the ladder, you can get promoted, it'll lead to a better, bigger future, more money, more power. Blech. That wasn't for me. I was an idiot, so it wasn't a choice. I didn't say, oh, I'm going to circumvent the corporate gigs and the big, big money jobs. No, I work with people for a living outside of the insurance industry. It's not a great living, but I'm rewarded by helping people where I don't think you can say the same from our system. It's a hope you get help, but you will pay. And that is most everywhere. So if you're a parent of a kid with ADD, ADHD, just get them a lot of exercise and watch for what they're interested in. The world of, hey, you need to go to school and you need to get a degree, that dream, I think, is starting to die because it was never right in the first place. That's what I was told. Be a good kid, get good grades, go to college, get a job, work for the next 40 years, retire. It's not the American dream. I don't think it's a dream for most anybody unless you didn't get lucky to have head injuries and really not be aware of anything. Like, that's ultimately what it was for me. Was I had no idea. I went to school. I tried to get good grades. I think good grades were around, I think I was in honor roll in middle school. And then the grades started dropping in high school and good enough to get into a very good university. And then they just I think I graduated with a 2.7 or something like that. And I just wasn't built for it. Like, I couldn't read and remember things. I couldn't memorize all the material. I didn't understand listen to a professor read off of a PowerPoint. It didn't work for me. Like, the reason I got a 2.7 was because my exercise science degree had enough practical application. There were enough things that I could do physically, working with people, doing experiments with people, stuff like that. So I fell through the cracks in the classic sense. And unfortunately, I think, like, I don't know if they would have diagnosed me with anything. It's not that I couldn't pay attention. It's just the inner processing of everything didn't work. And again, a lot of head injuries. Like, at 9 years old is the first one I remember, slipping out of a treehouse, hitting my head, waking up and just going, gotta get in the treehouse. That's where my friend is. And so parents didn't know about that. Parents don't know about a lot of injuries in a kid's life, especially as they start kind of doing things on their own. Like, I was at the park yesterday. I saw big sister run over to little sister. Little sister was just sitting on the ground, and big sister went to hug her, and little sister just bounced her head off the concrete. Like, I cringed. Like, it gave me a stomach. It made me a little sick. Like, that sound of a head hitting concrete. It's one of the worst sounds that I can think of. And no one was around. Like, parents were having a conversation over there, just expecting kids to be playing and hanging out over here. And I saw it. And I just walked up to the parents and went, hey, just a heads up, little sister just bounced her head pretty gross, like pretty hard off the concrete. They're like, what are you talking about? It's like, I was just by chance walking by. Big sister, not malicious at all, just loved little sister, went to give her a big old hug, and little sister just bounced right off of the concrete. I went, so it's just, if anything changes, just be aware, like if she becomes emotional, if she's not doing well, just remember that she did hit her head today. And the parents kind of went, oh, okay. It's like, we don't live in a world where we really care about head injuries yet. We will. Like, they're life changing. Weird. Like, I love comedy. I love stand up comedy. I love to laugh. Go figure, laughing was kind of gone. Like, emotions were really dumbed for me for a long time. Not feeling happy, not feeling sad, like depressed and anxious a lot. Not motivated. Not like, you know, comedy movie. Oh, that's funny. Like, I registered something as funny, but I didn't get the actual feeling. So that was an odd time in life. It's all getting back, but it took a while. So again, our parents don't know. Like, they wouldn't have known that their daughter bounced her head off of the pavement, and they didn't know that a neuro athletic performance coach that is very in tune with head injuries and rehabbing head injuries walked by at that very moment and went, oh, gross, like made me feel gross. Like, God, that is so little to like, literally, like the sound, it's just not a good sound. And just seeing a kid, like, she just started crying. It's like, yeah, of course. Like, but again, parents don't know. So 9, 11, I took a soccer ball off the face so hard. I still remember the headache I had. 12, came out on a 1v1. I saw the kid's leg come over the ball, and the next thing I knew, I woke up on the sideline. Then I was out again. The next thing I knew, I woke up and I was sitting on the curb waiting for my parents to come by with the car, or waiting for a parent to come by with the car while mom sat with me. 14 years old, really, really bad skateboarding accident. Bounced my head off the concrete like that. Immediately started bawling. I wasn't in pain. I wasn't sad. I just could not stop crying. That is a symptom of concussion. It's just complete loss of emotional control. Like, my friends were looking at me going, what the heck happened? Like, they were cruising. I tried to cruise and I smashed my head. And they're like, what happened? It's like, I don't know. I can't stop crying. I'm fine. I just can't stop crying. Like, it's wild. Another one, freshman year, 14. Yeah, man. 2 in 1 year. I think that was a big turning point. The skateboard. And then freshman year, playing on JV, another 1v1 situation. I come out, 1v1s are just, you get parallel and you put your body through the player. It's a complete sacrifice of yourself. Most goalkeepers are not taught how to do that in today's world. It is a much more let the goal in, keep your head safe, than it was sacrifice yourself at all costs to keep the ball out of the net. So came out 1v1, saw the foot come over the ball, smashed me in the face. I was awake before the coach came out. We had a substitute head coach who was the wrestling coach at the high school. So, like, the right person to let me play that day, because they are tough. But he came out. I had woken up before he got there, but I was still on the ground. And he just was like, "You all right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think so. I'm fine." He goes, "Can you play?" I was like, "Yep, I can play." And it was like, "Okay, we're good." I don't remember the rest of that match. And the first realization that I had about the match was getting on the bus. And we were getting on the bus, and I saw the reflection of my face in the mirror, and I had cuts across where his laces hit me. And I went, oh, yeah. And then I looked at my friend. I was like, hey, what was the final score? He goes, really? I went, yeah, well, what was the final? And he was like, 9-0. And in my head, I went, shut out. Nice. That was it. Get on the bus. Then car accident, 16 years old, got whiplashed sideways, spun like 90, almost 180, and like got hit for. She was going 45 miles an hour in a 35, changing lanes into me. It was pretty solid. She was having a conversation with grandma and did not pay attention to the road. I was a teenager and I was impulsive as well. I did a quick into a parking lot, back out, took a look, saw, oh, we can get to the middle. I did not anticipate her changing lanes into us though. So being young and dumb, you could have easily stopped and let everybody go by, but we were trying to get to a friend's house. We wanted to get there for the movie. They were waiting for us, so it was, yeah, we can make it. Nope, we didn't make it. 16. That was a rattling one. That kind of changed a trajectory for me. Then it was college. I didn't have I honestly at that point I just started breaking down. Like back pain, shoulder problem, elbow problem. Like I wasn't playing long enough or consistently enough to get another head injury. But those were the big ones. And then there was another one late in college. Jumped out of a truck, thought my buddy was going to catch me. Nope, he just kind of dropped a shoulder. And I just had no awareness of where I was and slammed my head into the ground. That's where another kind of, if the car accident kind of went, oh, Joe's trajectory just changed. That one in college really took it hard in a different direction. And that has been the rehab process, has been, I got kind of separated from myself. And now I'm almost back to it. I'm almost into that groove, but I still have a couple things that I'm working on that are just, I don't like that about myself. And we can change. And that's the coolest part. As soon as you start changing, you get better at changing. But most people, it's just kind of like, only change if something bad happens. Like that's kind of how our culture goes. Is just keep going. Keep going. If you crash, we got a pill for that. If you get sick, we got NyQuil, DayQuil. We got every quill, every medicine. Oh, you got a stuffy nose? That could go away. Oh, you got a cough? That can go away. Like, no, it's there because your brain is saying you're doing too much. You are not recovering enough. And I'm trying to slow you down, but you keep going. And I think that makes sense as to why we have like major problems in our country as you get older. Circumvent back to the ADD, ADHD kids. It is one of my favorite populations, and it is terrifying to see what we're doing to them. Numbing them, putting them on pills, trying to make them like every other kid that can just sit down, regurgitate information, do as they're told, focus. No kid can focus anymore, but focus in class, follow the rules, take the next step. Should be get good grades in. It's wild that we have like elementary school graduations and stuff now, but okay, it's just more stuff for the parents to buy into. But we've got to graduate from elementary, graduate from middle, graduate from high school, and like I don't think it's actually about education anymore. Like I worked at a high school that they had an app for attendance, and once you turn 18, you don't have to get parent permission for anything. But there are a lot of 18-year-olds still in high school, and what I found was that they would just excuse themselves. They all graduated. They all had great grades. They all went to big universities. They did not go to high school their senior year as soon as they turned 18. And for me, phenomenal at forging my mom's signature to get out of class, to do all sorts of stuff. It's like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be in high school. I don't want to sit down and listen to that person. I just don't. I can't say I had ADD or ADHD. It wasn't I wasn't hyperactive because of it, because I think I got, it was the head injuries. Like head injuries can create hyperactivity, or they can kind of create just a slug. And I was a slug, like energy wasn't there. Doing stuff was miserable. Like just the hyperactivity has actually gotten, as I've been getting healthier, I went from slug to hyperactive. Now I'm kind of leveling myself out a little bit. But those kids they're supposed to be doing something else. And that something else is probably going to be something that drives our culture and our society forward. But we just keep telling them that they have to be like everyone else. And that sucks. Practical experience, every kid with ADD and ADHD that I've ever worked with, major vision dysfunctions. Interesting. Like, if you think about a kid, and if you were to describe them, they would be darting. Like, their vision skills are not equipped well enough to pay attention to anything, because what we draw our gaze to is ultimately what we're going to pay attention to. So they cannot draw their gaze and keep it on the teacher, on the board, on the smart TV, whatever it is, and that means their attention is going to be gone and all over the place. So every time I do vision drills with them, like, they just start to calm down. And I go, man, what if vision training for a kid with ADD, ADHD allows them to get through enough without being just so, like, Adderall and stuff, that's a poison. Like, did you know that we had that drug before we had ADD, ADHD? Like, pharmaceutical drugs make drugs before there are problems for those drugs. And then they make a problem. Isn't that crazy? Like, ADHD or Adderall was a Swedish chemist who on the side was exploring chemical compounds that could help his wife lose weight and have more energy. He stumbled upon Adderall, or what they call Adderall, and went, this gives people energy and helps them lose weight. Go figure, it's freaking speed. But they also found that in a very active, hyperactive, like, think about kids with ADHD. They're not obese. Like, they're very lean. So it was, what if we give that same drug to a kid that's very hyperactive? And they found that it numbed them out. And that's what led to ADD, ADHD as a prescribable problem. It's gross. I don't know if other countries do it, but, like, the more I learn, the less American I kind of want to be, because it's not the America that is home of the free, land of opportunity. Like, it actually seems like it's if you don't follow this progression, you're out. Like, you're not going to make a living. You're not going to buy the house. You're not going to do these things. Like, look at our education system. It's terrible. Look at our healthcare system. It's terrible. Like, these are the systems that are getting us the next generation and taking care of us as we get older, and they are really, really bad. It's like, that's not what I'm not interested in. That's not a community. That's not the tribe nature that we came from. We don't have those in power protecting the rest. We have those in power taking advantage of the rest, and that is so miserable. And that's why you can sense the passion in this, is that, like, we're not even letting kids get started. That's so bad. Like, oh, you got energy and you don't want to sit in school? Something wrong with you. No, not something wrong with them. Something wrong with the adults in the room that want to just go, instead of figuring this out and figuring out what gets my kid up in the morning, I'll just throw him a drug. And there's another kind of caveat to that whole thing. Having kids is a blast. Raising kids, I don't think many people actually think about. There was a comedian that was like, I can have my own kid, but if I went to an adoption agency today and I filled out all of their paperwork, they're not giving me a kid. But all I have to do is not wear a condom, and here I am, I'm a dad. And I think there's a lot in that a lot of people are having kids for their own reasons. And I can't imagine a reason outside of help that person I just brought into the world. Like, that seems like the only foundation that is acceptable if you're going to have a kid. But it's oh, this did something for me. I was lonely, or I just wanted, or I was yearning for something. Like, what? Don't even get a dog. Get a cat. Cats don't need you. Like those are get fish, get guinea pigs, get the things that don't need you like humans or dogs need you. Like go, you can not have to be alone. You can satisfy that. Just, man, watching these kids that are just, yeah, here's a drug, shut up, memorize the material, go on. Like there's not a lot of thought there. Even conversations about kids that are entering into, all right, thinking about college. What do you want to do? Well, I want to do something that makes me a living. It's like, bleh, I'm grossed out listening to this. It's not even them thinking. It's what they've been told. So it's, oh yeah, I want to get a degree that has prestige around it, that I will be able to get an internship and make a living at, and then that will let me find a significant other, and then I'll have a kid, and we will get a house, and we'll have a mortgage, and I'll have a career that hopefully has career mobility upward, and I'll get to a point where then I get to take advantage of everyone else, and I'll make a ton of money. Seems kind of how we are taught to do things. So again, poor kids with ADD, ADHD, there's nothing wrong with you. Our culture is sick, and we don't let you be who you are supposed to be because you're probably going to challenge the status quo. Like I stand here going, hey, pain's a brain construct. That is not status quo. The elbow structure is the reason you have elbow pain. That's the status quo. And we have pills for that. We have surgeons for that. We have a lot of people in prestigious positions with fancy letters behind their name that are ready to just help you normalize that. Cross your fingers it gets fixed, but we just don't live in that world. So there's Sunday morning for you. I was thinking about it a lot. I unfortunately also had 2 donuts yesterday at a friend's house and went for the pastries. So my gut is a little upset, and you could see a little upset on me. But hey, it's part of life.